Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and this is going to be another one of those pawn shop specials right here. This right here is a Homelite chainsaw, all in the case. I picked this thing up yesterday for 40 bucks, and I figured I'd give y'all an overview on it because it's used. But let's just take a look at a Homelite saw. I haven't had one of these since I was a kid. My grandpa gave me a little bitty Homelite, you know, the old top handle. And I seen this at the pawn shop the other day. I asked the lady, like, what's wrong with it? She said, nothing, it runs. And I opened it up and looked, and it had all the paperwork in there. And for $40, I mean, heck, you can't hardly buy nothing that runs for $40. And so I got it out. And you got a can of the old Walmart 5-year shelf life premix. So I figured that was good. You know, somebody's been running that in there. This is the best way to go if you don't use your stuff much. Now, if you use it every day, you probably want to use regular gas. But if you're going to use it like once out of the month, you know, this is what you want to run in there, because this shit lasts a long time and won't mess up your carburetor or your fuel lines. So I'm not sponsored by anybody. So any of this stuff you see in my videos, that's me. It come out of my pocket. So y'all better like and subscribe. But yeah, this thing had the whole case, you know. And I rarely see chainsaws with a case. But if it's as good as the old Homelites, it ought to be a pretty good saw. So we get up here and take a closer look at the thing, and I'll show you some of the features. So right here, right off the bat, on the back side, I see one feature that I've never seen on a chainsaw, and that is the saw wrench right here. And it says tool. It's got a saw wrench holder built in the bottom. And you can flip it out and you can get your saw wrench right out there. And that way you don't have to ever worry about having to go find it, because it's in the bottom of the chainsaw anytime you need it. And that I wish more chainsaw builders would think of stuff like that. Maybe even put like a small toolbox in the bottom. If I don't know, some of y'all might think it'd be stupid, but alright, the thing's got a Orchid 16-inch bar on there with a solid tip, no roller. Now, I ain't too crazy about not having the roller, but I guess it'll be alright. It looks pretty new. Good sharp chain. And let's just see if she'll run. And one thing I noticed too, down inside here on a Homelite, all the wires are ran. If you have one, you can see it. You probably can't see it in this video, but the wires are ran individual in the plastic cover, like snapped down in there so they can't come loose and get rubbed on by nothing. It says it's a 32cc. And here's another thing that I thought was pretty cool. The saw wrench fits the gas cap and the oil cap to get them open. So that's a nice feature, you know. They paid attention to detail. Now, what matters is functionality. Nobody cares about details. Functionality is what always comes first. So I don't care what it looks like as long as so much works, you know. But I'll give her a crank. Let's see how hard she is to start. Ain't been cranked probably I don't know how long. But this one I noticed is a little different. Every chainsaw I've ever seen, you pull the choke. When you pull the trigger, the choke jumps back. This one doesn't. You operate the choke separately, and there's a yellow button right here that you squeeze the gas and take your thumb and push it, and it locks the throttle down. Then you pull your choke and give her a crank of the rope. And it's got that easy pull start thing, I think, or it's just really easy to pull. Okay, now I'll push the choke off just a little bit. He's seen that it started on 2 pulls, and like I said, I ain't even started it. about one time back at the pawn shop, and that's pretty good. Well, let's take it out here and see how good it'll cut something. That's what matters. Alright guys, I tested the old girl out. Like I said, it runs good. It's the easiest chainsaw by far I've seen to start. Like by just pulling the rope. Pull on like about one pull, it'll crank up and run, you know. Easy to start. It's way underpowered though. I don't know if that's maybe a carburetor issue in the carburetor, or maybe it needs high turned up. But I did the Black Max review a while back. Y'all can go back and check that one out. It was brand new from the store, from Walmart. And it was hard to crank, but it had a bunch of power behind it, you know. It'd saw through, it'd get up and go real fast. This one just acts like it just don't got no power, or it just don't have no speed to the engine, like the coil or some kind of rev limiter shuts it off before it really gets up and just goes. Now, it might just be this one. I don't know. For a homeowner, somebody that ain't going to use it about every other time, you know, they need to trim some limbs or something, I think it would do a great job. But now, from my point of view, if I was in the firewood business, going out here cutting up firewood, you know, tons of it, I'd stay away. I'd get like a Steel or a Husqvarna. But like I said, I've used some Polands. I've had a lot of bad hearings from like about Poland. I don't know. Poland is pretty much Husqvarna's. It comes off of Husqvarna, which where I'm located, the Husqvarna plant's just right down the road here in Nashville, Arkansas, not Tennessee. But like I said, everybody, it's a pretty good saw. I'd give it about a 5 out of 10 on the functionality scale, because I think it's real reliable, but I think it's not that functional, you know, because you'll have way more cutting time because it's slower than, you know, most average chainsaws. And like I said, I'm gonna try to adjust the carburetor. I ain't gonna do it in this video, but maybe later on, if I get it straightened out, I'll make a follow-up video. And it might just be wore out, you know. There ain't no telling it come from the pawn shop. It might have, you know, 5,000. I don't even know if a chainsaw lasts 5,000 hours, but it might have 200 hours on it or something like that, you know, and just be weak, because it doesn't feel like it has a lot of compression. Most of them, you know, it's got a good kick to it. I was just thinking maybe it was some kind of easy start thing, but it might just need new piston and rings put in, or a new jug or whatever. But everybody like and subscribe, and go check out the other 2 pawn shop specials. And we do some Harbor Freight pawn shop specials too. And we got beaver dam videos and all that. So like I said, this is about just about everything channel right here. Everybody like and subscribe. Check me out on the next one.